And welcome, 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 welcome. I hope you can all hear me loud and clear. That was Orteka, one of my favourite music acts. It is quite trippy, yeah. And even more so if you take hallucinogens when you listen to them. And the visuals were, that's just the, it's the visualization that comes with, the visualization plugin that comes with Winamp. Little louder with the voice. Okie dokie. How is that? Oh, we may have a Tarquin. I'll just wait until his camera starts. So, I wasn't going to go live tonight. I was going to have a night off. There were two things that convinced me, because we did a show on two Saki Brits last night. I was kind of slightly worried about it just being, you know, having a break of 2 nights. And so that was one factor. And then this thing happened with Mouse, with Mouse and Liberty Bird. That was just so funny. That I just had to, I just had to go live. There was no way that I could not go live. So, have all of you seen? Okay, so let me bring you up to speed. Liberty Bird put out a video, so let's put a link to. Let me get a link to Liberty Bird's video. I'm not going to play the Liberty Bird video. You can go and watch it on his channel. I'm sure you know he'd like reviews and whatnot. I mean, he's got he's got content on there. He's an auditor, so I haven't actually checked out his audits. Maybe we could do that. But let me see. Oh, is his new video not up there? Uploads all videos. Oh, I can't see it up there. Right, okay, well, he put out a video today, which I think is no longer on his channel. So that's a shame. Which was a conversation between him and Mouse. We have a Tarquin. Hello, Tarquin.
Good evening.
And so, at the end of the video, Liberty Bird was like, well, you know, I'm in your town. I'm just down the road at Mackie D's. He didn't say Mackie D's. He said McDonald's. And so Mouse went out there to have a fight with him.
He did indeed.
Like he's.
It was quite funny.
It was like so that's what this is about. And then his meltdown continued. It's probably still ongoing right now. Let me mute that. We might want to sign in.
Liberty Bird's video might be there. YouTube just took a massive shit.
That is true. It did just have a massive spaz attack. So maybe his video is up there. All his other videos are up there. Yeah. Well, it's on Beware Mouse, is it? Is it actually on his channel? Oh yeah, the video where he goes out is on the channel. I actually downloaded that because I thought I'd maybe play that through. If we wanted to look at that, play that through VLC, and then hopefully.
But it was only protecting his cats, remember?
Yeah, it was protecting the honour of his cats. Yeah. Oh my word! Right, where is that saved? Downloads. Let me see.
Hello, chat.
Did you all see it? Did any of you in the chat see it? Put a 4 in the chat if you did.
I think most people saw it. I mean, this is just the community that keeps on giving, is it not?
Yes.
You could make a reaction video every 6 hours, isn't it? Something like that, maybe. To some craziness that's gone on.
Right, okay, so what I'll do is I'll mute this, and we'll... Now, when I tuned in, towards the end, he kind of was calling Liberty Bird a bitch. Somewhat. He was kind of calling him out. But of course, Liberty Bird was trolling him, right? I mean, that was my take on it. Let me see. Share screen. Screen 2. Boop, 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 boop. Oh,
I will mute while you play this.
Oh no! It should. It should. You should be able to unmute, and it'll be fine.
Well,
Try it and see.
We can't hear anything right now.
Oh, can you?
No.
Right. Well, that obviously worked, didn't it?
It was like extremely faint. Like he was whispering. You want the StreamYard link? I don't think it'll go on, but I'll post it.
Right. Let me see. Oh, we might have a Nathan Johnson. Nathan, do you want to put a code word in the private chat? I didn't make this. I didn't make this stream 18 plus. I keep. I meant to make this stream 18 plus.
We can't say shit or bugger.
No, just because to avoid the same thing that happened to Tammy. Right, can you hear that now?
No. And now I can't hear anything. Oh, there we go.
Right, fuck that.
I want to take this moment to say, Shiva, get your shit sorted out.
Amateur.
I mean, yeah, I know. You'd think I had, right? You'd think I had no fucking experience. And the thing is, I've actually done, I've done what I'm trying to do. And actually, I have done it before in really quite a clever way, I thought. Because it allowed me to record something whilst also watching a movie. I thought it was clever. So that should have worked. That should...
Are you being over smart?
I think I might be being over smart, yeah.
Mouse could probably help you out.
Yeah.
Mouse can go and take a long walk off a short bridge, I think.
Okay.
He's got the Alienware, so you don't have that.
Yeah.
And
you don't get these issues if you've got Alienware.
Mouse is watching and will come on the panel if we all don't jump on him. Yeah, that's a deal, Tiny Mouse. Tell him that's a deal.
Deal.
I mean, you know.
I don't jump on people.
I've seen you do it, Tarquin.
Lies.
Oh yeah.
Evidence. There's evidence. Prove me right.
He's restreaming.
Prove me right.
He's restreaming. Well, okay. Let's watch a bit of this.
Shit.
Let's watch a little bit of this. I think if I play it through the browser, it might echo. So we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah. If you want to say anything, then let me know, and I'll mute. Yeah.
We have to put our hand up.
Shut your face.
We gotta get that fixed.
I don't know how to switch my phone for
Double chuckle.
back to
all the talk and walking all the walk.
Oh, this is some rather sterling cinematography on Mouse's part here, I think. This is quite a nice shot of his chest, isn't it?
Well, we can't see the video. I don't know.
Oh, hang on.
Fuck's sake.
And we have a mouse, I think. Yes, we have a mouse. Hello, mouse.
Hello. I'm just going to kick back and see where you're going with this.
Right, okay.
And
I was just praising your cinematography here.
wait until you see what I
Hey,
do
listen,
next.
I'm the best photographer, sidewalks and grass there is.
Yeah, it's a... How would you describe the mise-en scene here?
40 years. Eric, how many fucking
That should
videos
be in my pocket because I wanted my hands free.
Okay.
I didn't know if he'd pull up beside me. I didn't want my phone in my hand.
No, well, you're not part of the equipment. Everyone's ostracized you. No, they haven't.
The echo is
I've talked to these others. If I talk to
The echo is bad.
I've been told they have at least 3 places in order to stay in town if I have to stay there. And they have children.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
They aren't hypocrites. Okay.
Crap. What the fuck? It's because I've got that set to B1, but that's still going to be the same thing, isn't it? It's still gonna. I'm going to have to resolve this somehow. I think the thing that I was trying to do with VLC, I did with Winamp just now, so it does it can be done, but I've forgotten the setting on VLC, so
It's not mouse echoing everybody.
it's everybody. Well, if everybody mutes, then it should be fine.
Yeah, I was talking.
And there's nobody talks.
And that's what it boils down to. He is pretending to be greater than that. He's pretending to be greater than that. I'm done with that shit, man. He ain't greater than nobody. That's the reason why we have the First Amendment. That's the reason why we have the Constitution. It's because everyone is equal. Okay? And his bullshit, okay? I got news for you.
So this is you talking about Liberty Bird here? It's on double speed just because, I mean, it's quite a long video.
Well, don't worry about it. Just a trip down to the store and back. It should be about 20 minutes. No, it'll be a little bit longer than that. Maybe about 40 minutes total round trip because I had to walk all the way down there. I walked part of the way back. You know, this son of a bitch shows up. They got him. I'm going to have him at my house. I'll just shoot him if he shows up at my house. If I don't shoot him, John will. So the only way.
Do you have a gun now?
I'm sorry.
Do you have a gun?
Hell yeah.
Shiva, this is unworkable.
What do you think?
Well,
all
only
that talk about Second Amendment was.
I mean, only with the video. We can watch a video tomorrow, or something. Or if one of you wants to stream it, that should work. I'll have to sort out. I did actually download the video. Let me. But
Man, you're spending a lot of time on this. I didn't realize I was worth any of it, huh?
It's still echoing, Shiva.
it's still echoing.
Yes, right now.
Okay, what about now?
See what
That should
happens
stop
when
that.
you have multiple feeds and you can't figure out which one you're trying to fucking open. You wind up grabbing the wrong one and shutting the entire stream off and shit. Happens to me all the time.
The echo is
That-
fixed.
That was really helpful, Mouse. Thanks.
Hey, I just wanted you to know you're not alone in this one, man. I mean, go ahead, try to get 16 feeds in, be able to sit there and select to each one of them and get sound from each one of them and isolate them, and then broadcast in 4 different streams isolated. Go ahead. Why do you think I have so much trouble here with the mutes and echoes and stuff like that? It's because I've got a one route, but it's going through 2 computers. And then I'm using StreamYards twice and XSplit twice as well. Okay, so yeah, it gets big.
Well, hey, Mouse, have you, I know you just got here, but have you looked at your numbers? I mean, today was a pretty successful day. You had at least, 30, 40 people for what? About
Can you
8
hear
hours,
Mouse now?
9 hours.
3 places in order to stay in town.
I'm sorry, the video's playing, but
And they have
that's
children.
something I had to explain to Tommy today is the fact that, he may not like the show. There's 10 people maybe talking, but there's 20 people out there that are entertained or trying to figure out what the hell's going on and making up their mind. Do not side with the 10 idiots. And I was trying to tell him that. He wouldn't believe me. Ozzy girl, you're awesome. Thought of you
So,
today heavily.
When does the fight begin? Oh, sorry, Aussie girl. That was a clickbait title on my part. like, there's not going to be an actual fight. If Liberty Bird turns up and wants to come on the panel, then maybe we'll get some like there might be an interaction. But no, that was just a clickbait title. Sorry. Can you guys hear this now?
Aren't hypocrites.
Yes.
Okay.
And is there
they
an
don't
echo?
Pretend to be greater than you.
Success.
And that's what it boils down to now. He is pretending to be greater than that.
All right.
Let me
He's
make
pretending
something
to
clear.
Be greater than that.
I went down to McDonald's to prevent him from coming to my house.
That's
he comes
right.
to my
Okay.
house. Okay, it's over. There's
Because
no
of the
play.
cops.
There's no time for. No, there's not even going to be cops. There's going to be a body. Okay,
Cats.
because quite honestly, I have had vigilantes already come there. Okay, I've had vigilantes come over at Copaco's, and I chased one of them down the street with a fucking ninja sword. Okay, he wanted to sit there and bring out a knife. I brought out a fucking knife.
That's not a knife. This is a sword.
Yeah, well, that's what you
That's
carry.
not a knife.
If it's
So, look,
mine, I call it a
So-
tiny sword or
Right,
a tiny
so,
knife. It's just a pen knife.
Yeah.
It's only 4 foot
Let's
long.
just. I mean, I don't know what. Okay. Yeah.
I had to deal with
I
vigilantes
I-
16 miles from town, and the nearest neighbor a fucking mile away up in North Dakota. I had vigilantes knocking on my door then.
I'm going
Do
to
you
be
think
honest.
this is really fucking
I'm
new
gonna-
to me?
I'm going to be honest. What happened later, I thought, was much more interesting than the Liberty Bird boxing match that didn't happen. Because that was just a boxing match that didn't happen. Let me play
It was
this
just
in the
talk.
background,
That's all he is.
just so that we're not just seeing a black screen.
Let me
I
switch
mean,
cords. I am really on a tight leash here.
But let's talk about. Should we talk about the ammo? Do you want to talk about?
the illegal phosphorus hollow point ammo?
Yeah, should we talk about the ammo, Mouse?
Hey Shiva,
Hey, NJ Diver, how are you
Hey,
doing?
surviving. Check out the document I put in private chat.
Right.
Let me check something. I need to check something real quick. I may have to go mobile and come back in on the phone.
All right.
I
Okay.
and fucking plugged in all this time. Son of a. I have a portable battery and I didn't plug it in. What an idiot.
Do what you have.
Sorry,
to do.
Mouse. Have you got a gun?
I have more than one, dude. I've got at least 3, one rifle, and then I also have an anti-denial weapon as well.
And are you a previous offender of some sort? Like, have you committed a felony in the past?
Yeah, I've committed felony.
Isn't it illegal for you to possess a gun?
So it's a felony. It's illegal too. I haven't changed anything.
Right, but if you've committed,
They want to claim it, but that has to be on the minimus. If they want to take your rights away for the Second Amendment, they have to write that down on the minimus. If they want to take your rights away for this, that, or the other thing, or the right nor to search your house anytime they want, they put you on probation. That's on the minimus. Okay? There is no sex offender registration on my minimus. There is no jail time on my minimus. And there is no restrictions on my Second Amendment on my minimus.
Yeah, I'm not sure
the
that
moment that I
applies.
was convicted,
So
even while I was on probation, it was lawful for me to own a gun.
hang on, right? So okay,
No.
I mean, I don't know what you've been convicted of, and I'm not interested in like.
Yeah, you do. And
In-
let's
in
not
whatever.
play games. No, if you
You
don't
did-
want, if
No,
you don't
no, I
know, just
don't.
look in the chat. Rex Fredrickson is a danger to the public. Tar and feather. Why don't you delete that guy? He's vetting me. That's my name.
Hey,
Okay, I haven't sit there. You want to know the reason why he has it? Because
I don't. I thought your name was Alan.
It is. Rex.
Well,
Rex
if
is
if you've put your name out there, he's not doxing you because you've made that public.
Well,
Do you see
yeah,
what I
but
mean?
you're sitting here saying that Rex is a danger to the public. No, I'm danger to the corrupt.
Yeah, no, actually, maybe you're right.
So,
I'm gonna.
and this guy has
actually,
haunted me. I'll tell you who it is. It's Brian King, and he's
Well,
been playing
I
this
don't-
game with this.
I don't know who it
for a
is.
long time. Well, he's an
I've
old
timed
time. paid.
I've timed.
And
I've
if he
timed
doesn't
them-
do whatever,
I've timed them out for 5 minutes, so hopefully they'll come back under a different account. Yeah, just because that's probably libelous, just the name, and so I don't really want potentially libelous things in my chat if that's all right. Yeah, all right.
You want the real thing.
I am the real thing.
Right, so Mouse,
I
it
am
says
the
here.
real
I'm
original
looking
starting
at.
artist, I guess.
I'm looking at Colorado Revised Statutes Annotated, Title 18 Criminal Code, Article 12, Offences Relating to Firearms and Weapons, Part 1, Firearms and Weapons General.
Right.
18-12-108, Possession of Weapons by Previous Offenders.
Right.
Right, so
Okay,
Section
so if
1.
it was on my minimus, that would apply. You can read that all day long if it was on my minimus. But
What's a minimus?
it was not on my minimus. Colorado cannot reconvict me.
It's the opposite.
Okay, and I can own firearms.
What's a minimus?
You don't know what that is. You see, that's what a lot of people don't understand. And when they actually
Well, I'm
got
asking
all
you,
these
so can you-
records from fucking
can you tell me-
Will County, they didn't look at the minimus.
What is
I'm
a
not
minimus?
supposed to be on the sex offender list.
the
That's the
fucking
order by the court. The
What's a
determination-
minimus?
Just
That's the
answer the
sentence.
fucking question.
That's
You're
your
not a
sentence.
fucking politician. Answer the fucking question.
Okay, that's your
What's
sentence.
Minimum.
a sentence?
A minimus is the order of the sentence issued by the judge that overseen the case. There is
So
no
are you
restriction.
claiming?
There's no claim. There is no
No,
claim.
there is a
against my
claim.
Second Amendment. No, there isn't.
No, you're
Because
making
that law
a
does
claim.
not- no.
You're making a positive declaration. That's a claim, right? So it seems to me that what you're saying, Mouse, is that unless it was stated in your sentence that this part of the criminal code, Article 12, doesn't apply unless it's actually written in your sentence. Is that am I understanding you correctly?
Legislation. Okay, that's called
I
sentencing
think
by
that's what he's
legislation.
trying to say, yes.
Okay, so in other words, my sentencing was actually given to me, even though I was found guilty of felony. The sentencing reflects what would be otherwise a misdemeanor, probation. That's it. There's no removal of my rights. There's no nothing. I was never supposed to be on
But
the
hang on,
goddamn sex offender list.
Hang on, right, okay. But were you found guilty?
It doesn't
sex
matter
offense.
whether the guilty or not. The
Of a sex
sentence was what? What do you get? If I was sentenced, wasn't I guilty? Of course I was guilty. You guys keep going back and forth.
Right,
in
so
the ladder of
were you
events.
guilty?
So
Were
I was
you guilty
I was
of a
found guilty
misdemeanor
of a sex
or a
offense. It
felony?
was a felony. I
A
was found
felony.
guilty of a felony, and the judge sentenced me as a misdemeanor because the case didn't fucking add up. And then I go
Right, you
on.
went to jail.
I
But-
also show,
but
I
you're
also
still-
show
you went to-
on the min-
But you were
But you
still
went to jail,
guilty.
Mouse.
And your
How'd you go to
audio,
jail for
Navin.
misdemeanor?
Maybe.
Audio, Navin. Mouse, you were still found guilty of a felony, though.
yeah.
Right, so that
And
would
my
make you a,
sentencing, no, there is not a that will make you. Then
A previous
after you find
offender.
that I was guilty.
that makes you a previous offender.
Not your
Doesn't it?
imagination. The actual minimus is my sentence. What is my sentence? Probation, 3 years, nothing more. No sex offender list, no nothing. It was the detective that attached that. It was the legislation that attached that, not the lawful judge. And it was done after the fact, not before my plea. Now, I'm not going to go further into this conversation.
Why not?
I'll tell you why. Because they're arguing minimus is right now in Illinois concerning other issues. They have no idea. They're deer
What
in
to do with-
headlights when I come back to Illinois.
We weren't talking about that. We were
I'm
talking about you
a
owning a
current
gun.
open case.
We're talking about
You
you
want
owning
me
a
to
gun.
talk about the minimus of a current
No.
open case?
No, we're talking about you owning a gun, having committed a felony.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can.
That's what we're talking about.
In North Dakota, after 2 years released of prison, They have it in statute. You can own a gun, but according to
some states
federal
like that.
law, the moment that you're released from prison or out of custody, you can own a gun. Then they turn around and make this make-believe track of laws over there, somewhere way over there, that has no plug in the wall, that says we're going to write a license for liberty.
Mouse, can I ask you a question?
What?
If a policeman came to your house and he found a gun, what would happen?
They'd probably try to arrest me.
Well, no, would they try or would they arrest you?
They would try.
No, would they arrest you?
No. The best they could
Wow.
do is possibly take the gun because they don't have any minimus.
So how
No,
long did you
that's
serve
not
in
what-
prison, Mouse?
I didn't.
Yes, it is.
Right.
No, I
okay.
didn't.
You went to prison.
Not for this.
Not for what?
Not for a sex offense. I went to prison on an administrative felony. There was a piece of paper that was improperly made out. It's in the depositions. I'm not worried about writing or talking about that. But a detective deliberately changed a bunch of information that would put me in perjury. Okay. And then after I was in perjury, he charged me with it. So,
Mouse, you
what?
pled guilty to a sex offence.
so I have sex. I'm a father of 4.
No, but
No,
you
no,
pled
sorry,
guilty-
no, Gal, like Mouse. There's a difference between having sex and committing a sexual
No,
offence. You
there
understand
isn't.
that, right?
No, there
Yes,
isn't.
there is.
Not-
yes,
not
there
according
bloody
to
well
law.
is.
Not according
Yes,
to
there
law.
is.
No, there isn't.
No, what? What the fuck?
I got news for you. When you're born, do you have sex? Yes, you're a male. When you fucking die, do you have a sex? Well, you might have changed that. You might be furry potato. There is no such thing as a sex offense. There's rape.
What the fuck?
There's no such thing as sex offense.
Never
Audio.
even-
A sex audio, Navin. Right, but look, Mouse in like in the UK, right?
Well, the
so
longer
maybe
I
I
wait, the
should.
worse it gets.
Listen,
Fuck.
right now I can tell you my legalities. You want to know my legalities in Luke
I'm on a
UK? You want to
Hang on,
know what
hang
my
on.
legalities is? Did you know I can't step foot in Germany?
I mean, right in the States, are sexual crimes not called sexual offences, or are they just called something else in the States? I think Mouse can Mouse unmute himself if I mute him. I'm guessing he can, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fine. So
Without
like,
being immediately arrested, I cannot step in foot in Germany. Now let's explore why. You ever heard of a company by the name of Wurlitzer?
Mouse, can we stay on topic, please?
We are on topic. I'm giving you
No,
an
we're not.
You're not.
example of the law and
You
how
really are not.
Germany.
wish to interpret it.
I
I'm
don't
giving
want
you
to go
another
to Germany.
example. It's something I
I don't
failed.
wish
Don't
to
you want to
talk
hear about
about
my
it.
no, you can't interpret the law, Mouse. Judges interpret the law, and
No,
you're not
there
a
is no
judge.
interpretation of law. It is.
There
quantum.
is.
It cannot be
That's-
interpreted. If you can
What the
interpret it, guess what? It is not a law. It is a statute. You don't even know the difference between a statute at large and a goddamn law. Don't tell me about it. Listen to what I have to say. But until you get that education, don't be telling me, no, it ain't. Yeah, it is. It's a statute at large.
Hey, Mouse,
Not
where'd you get your
challenge
law
at all.
degree? What school did you get your law degree from?
How many years does it take in order to become a lawyer?
Answer the bloody question.
Answer mine.
No. What school did you get your law degree from, Mouse?
I have 3 times the education of a law.
Do you have a law
degree?
degree, Mouse? Do
I
you
don't
have a law
need it.
degree?
I don't
Do you
need
have
it.
one? Do you have one? It's yes or no. It's binary. Jesus.
You knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, eventually. Sorry.
He
You
can't
start
answer
yelling at
questions.
him, he gets sensitive.
Thinks he's a politician.
Come back, Mouse. Come back. Sorry, Mouse. Come back. Come on. Let's.
You jumped on him. You said you weren't going to jump on him, and you jumped on him.
I did not jump on him. Did I?
He jumped on Shiva first.
Yeah, I know, but we didn't. The deal was we didn't have a deal that Mouse would jump on Shiva. We had a deal
Right.
that Shiva
No. I think he's back. I think he's back.
That was
Right,
my
so I'm
computer.
gonna. All right.
That was
sorry,
my
okay,
computer.
right.
Now just stop.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me go back where I was so we don't get
Okay.
carried off and left. Okay, you asked me a question. Do I have a law degree? Let me answer that question because I have to think about this. Right now, I am only just a smidgen away from a master's degree in general science. The only thing I'm missing is psychology, being able to pronounce everything and actually read it and have to refresh. I have to take a single course in psychology. And then I have chemistry. I have to take a course, 2 courses in chemistry in order to have a general science master's degree.
Is that a law degree?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is. You see this?
Okay, so where did you get your
Do you see this? Do you see this? Can you see my video? No, you can't.
So what was your bachelor's in, Mouse?
There's no bachelor. You asked me if I had a degree. You asked me if I had a degree. You didn't ask me whether or not I went down and officiated my degree. You asked me if I had a degree. My answer is
a law degree. Yes,
you don't know what
degree,
that is. You don't know what a degree is. A degree is a culpable person to perform a job. That's what a degree is.
He's claimed to have. He's claimed to be 3 courses away from exactly what I have. And I have either near that.
Lawfully, I have a bachelor's degree.
There we go.
Okay, in science, and I have a bachelor's degree in law. Now, who gave it?
Oh God.
Who gave it?
Yeah,
Do you know how to get it? Sorry. I can tell you how to get both without ever stepping foot in college.
Right, okay. So you've got a law degree is what you're saying?
You see this?
You got a
This is a law degree, dude. This is a law degree. You read these books. You don't have to pay them thousands of dollars to go to college. All you got to do is go down and get the goddamn book that they're fucking teaching and read the goddamn thing.
You understand,
and you're telling me that any difference between me...
You understand, Mouse, that... Go on, sorry, Nathan.
Okay, I'm taking this a little bit personal now because now he's saying he's a psychology course. I think about 20 psychology courses, but anyway, 1 and 2 chemistry courses away from having exactly what I have, what I put 6 years into getting. And so he get a master's in natural science or a master's of science degree. So I'd like to know what his bachelor of science, his BS is in, like what study, like what did he, if he did a 4-year bachelor's, he got a bachelor's.
I have a doctorate instead. You don't know what it is. Again, just like you don't know what a goddamn statute at large is compared to a law. You don't know what a fucking doctrine is. And I had to think about it for a second. Do I have a degree
in law?
Yes.
You've got a qualification that allows you to practice law.
All I got to do is walk into any college and walk right back out. I have it in work. My work. Okay, the same way I have the general science, including the science that I learned in the Army, including the science that I worked with after the Army, including my work history. My work history supports a degree in science. You want to go there? I'll go there. My work history is 3 times that of a lawyer for study, and is probably a fraction of the work.
Can we get back to the original question?
The original question is, do I have a degree? The answer would be yes.
No, it's not.
Oh, cool.
Yes, it is. It's not an issued degree. It is a...
Right, the original question was, do you have a law degree? The answer is yes or no. Simple. And the
I have 20 years.
And that's actually a completely fair dichotomy. That's not a false dichotomy, because the question is binary. You either have the degree or you don't. And I think, Mouse, should we listen to what he's shouting?
I'm certified at. I don't have a certified education. I have a degree education. I don't have a certified one.
Right, but Mouse, you understand that part of a degree...
Actually, that's wrong. That's exactly backwards. I do have a certified degree, not the other way around. It is not an issued degree, not a diploma from a college. I have a certified degree. A certified degree means that I'm certified that I have the experience of a college-level graduate.
You don't have a bachelor's. You don't have a bachelor's of science.
Dude,
you don't have
you're a moron. You want to sit there? You want to wear a robe? You want
Have
to
you
wear a
got a
It's not
robe?
about the robe. It's not
Okay,
about
that's
the
what you're
fucking
doing. You want to
paper.
wear a
It's about
robe. You
studying
want
material
to
and being
talk about
tested.
the guy
It's
with the
about
little
being
fucking hat.
tested.
Okay, I didn't play
You
with
didn't
the
go
hat.
through any exams, no exams. You just went through life and certified yourself. That's bullshit. Sorry, buddy. Bullshit.
That's right. Part of getting a degree, part of you actually. Oh, has he jumped off? He's obviously
gone
got sick of
again.
being
He
muted.
should. Fuck him. God damn it.
computer
That shit, man.
His
You can't
Alienware
just sit
crashed.
there.
Man, like he doesn't seem to realize that part of it is the the recognition of your achievement by professionals in your field, in your chosen field.
And an accredited university hands out bachelor's degrees. You don't just cook this stuff up at a
The degree, gentlemen, is between his ears.
Oh.
There is no
irritating right there.
sheepskin. There is no diploma.
It's so insulting. It's just like he did with pilots who study and then take the exams and do the check rides. He just declares himself a pilot. It's a cheap way. It's like, what the hell? That's bullshit. It's insulting, is what it is. To lawyers, it's insulting to pilots, and it's insulting to people who actually have a master's of science.
I think it's interesting that this shouting match kind of started because of a question, which is is he liable under this statutory provision, which is a state of Colorado criminal code, right? Yeah. And it just says previous offender, and it doesn't really define what a previous offender is.
I'd imagine it's someone convicted of a felony.
Yeah, I mean,
Shiva, what you have to look up is there's states like in Texas, I think it's 5 years.
It says here 10 years. 10 years
Okay.
after the date of conviction if the person was not incarcerated, or from the date of conviction to 10 years after the date of release from confinement if such person was incarcerated, or if subject to this supervision imposed as a result of conviction 10 years after the date of release from supervision.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
he
been
also
more than
has
10 years. So.
he also has to get his record expunged. And from what I understand, he's still on the registry.
He does have to register, yes.
So, I mean, I'm going to be honest, it would seem to me that under those conditions, agreeing to sell ammunition or store ammunition for somebody on a fucking live stream would seem to be a particularly foolish thing to do.
Illegal ammunition, phosphorus and hollow point,
Yes. Yeah.
aren't they?
And that's
And
pretty
cannons.
fucking... I mean...
And tanks.
And he's the sort of guy who, he doesn't really make friends. Yeah. It's not, it's not like he's got loads of people cheering him on.
Nice to him. We were going to be nice to him and just we wanted to hear his story about the day he had, but he just gets so damn nutty, It's like, what the hell? He's, insulting anybody. He says, you simply asked him if he was a lawyer, and he went off on this crazy...
Well, yeah, you ask him a question with a yes-no answer, and he rants for 15 minutes, and he still doesn't say yes or no.
Because he wants so badly to be the lawyer, but he didn't want to put forth the time and the effort and the energy to go get a law degree. He wants to be a pilot, but who wants to study books and meteorology and do check rides? Fuck that, I'm not just a pilot, fuck that, I'm a pilot now, And now it seems like he's got his master's of science,
Can I be a submarine captain then, please?
Absolutely, yeah, screw,
Nice one.
I mean, I've got to say,
He's like that imposter they had on MASH for that one episode who's tried so many different things, claims he can do it all, but can he really? Nah, he's just living in his own little world inside that shack of his. And, I mean, he does have a bottle to piss in, though.
He does.
Yeah.
So, my advice to Mouse would be to learn to use the mute button when you're live streaming.
It wasn't designed for him.
No.
Yeah. We started this thing off to be nice to him and listen to. He just made it impossible. You know.
If
I
he'd,
even
do you
tried-
know, the thing is, if he'd let us, I mean, you know, I'd have likely ribbed him, I suppose, but we'd also have ribbed Liberty Bird for not showing up to the fight. You know?
Yeah, I mean, how embarrassing is that, being called out by Mouse and not showing up?
Did Liberty Bird actually say? I never heard Liberty. I didn't hear the beginning. Did Liberty Bird actually say, "I'm here waiting for you. Let's do this"? I mean, I didn't.
I'd need to.
I think he said, "I'll be there in 20 minutes," something like that.
Okay, well that's knuckle check right there.
Yes, Mouse showed up. Yeah.
Yeah. So this was, you know, it was the fight of the century that never happened. Who would your money be on?
Oh, it
Hello?
depends on the bet.
You know, who would win the fight?
Well,
Probably
he's got all his guns loaded. Who knows?
I don't believe he's got guns, has he?
He said yes.
I hope he does not, because anybody that would go up to his whatever it is he's living in and knocks on the door might get the business end.
Yes, Taze. He actually, if you look at his live stream, he went to a McDonald's. And he sat about for 10 minutes and then walked back home.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got to give him credit for going down there.
I reckon it's only because he knew that he wasn't going to be there.
He was protecting his cats for some bizarre reason.
Don't forget sport.
Oh, yes.
No, in his case, it'd have to be sustenance.
The cats that he doesn't particularly like.
That he's got 5 of.
Yeah.
They're
He's
good
got-
for throwing, apparently.
Hi, Queen.
He's got one trained to ride on his shoulder. Like a parrot.
Did you see the stream a few months ago when he took it to McDonald's or where Burger King took the cat in there on his shoulder into the actual restaurant? Crazy.
It's his service cat. You're not allowed to ask about it.
So, is this, I mean, Mouse is live and triggered. Should we go and send him some claws as a little consolation? Poor
Do
old
we have
Mouse.
to?
No.
I mean,
Claiming his legal prowess. I know fuck all about American law, and you know what? I would trust myself to defend myself in an American court more than I would trust Mouse to defend me.
Oh, did you see some of that stuff I put up? It has his own. I forget what it was. It was a plea to expunge something, or it was something about him not getting off of the sex registry.
because he's on
Is
about
this-
this Mismus thing.
Minimus.
Yeah, it's on about this minimus because it wasn't put on the minimus that he had to sign a sex offenders register. That
Yeah,
he doesn't need to be on it.
he's de minimis, all right.
Yeah, but
He's
I don't know about in America, but here, if you commit a sex offence, you're automatically put on the sex offenders register for a period of time.
Well, here it's state by state, and I'm pretty sure he still has to be on it because that one case I posted was their refusal to get him off it.
He just lives in his own little world at the end of the day. He believes
it's
that
the
he
world
wants to be
according
on.
to Mouse, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, he's like another rabbit hole in and of himself, isn't he? I'm reading one of these documents. God, I hate court documents.
You don't. You love it. You love reading all that legalese. Where did Naveen go?
I don't know. Maybe he had some
Maybe
kind
he's
of
on the phone
electronic.
with Steve Williams.
He's on the phone
He's a
with
lawyer.
Steve Williams, or as
Oh,
Steve.
Steve Williams is a lawyer.
Really? Is that true? Rob the tow truck guy? Is that for indecent exposure?
Yes.
Yeah, that's exposure.
No, thank you, Guido.
No.
So, that was... Mouse is a lawyer. Mouse is not a lawyer. Oh, my word.
It's in
Sometimes
his
it's like...
mind.
It's like after an encounter with Mouse, it's like your brain just goes blank, you know. Fuck.
He read a book. That's all he needed to do to become a
big-
lawyer.
A big purple book.
A big
Did he
one.
show us the library? All paperbacks, perhaps?
I'm still waiting to see the Batcave.
He's got
Has
a
he got a
cave.
bat cave?
He's got bats.
Just look all around him. It is the Bat Cave. Didn't you hear the squeaks?
I thought that was the dog.
Has he got Batman? Has he got the costume though?
I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, if you catch him in quick snippets, it may sound somewhat intelligent, but when you put it together, you go, huh?
And then as soon as you like bring him up on one of his many logical fallacies, like he then accused you of twisting words, which I think is really ironic.
Well, you throw the correct interrogative, and it just throws him off his game. Yeah, Shiva, someone has sent you all the documentation into your DM on Discord.
All right, okay. Oh wow, there's quite a lot of documentation.
You love reading all that all the time.
Yeah, I can't read it on stream though. That's not good. Good streamage, is it?
Strange.
Yeah, streamage.
No, the
Streamage.
PDFs don't show up too well,
No.
especially the handwritten ones.
Let's see what Mouse is saying.
He's probably calling us all trolls.
Oh, he looks very annoyed.
Okay.
He looks very stern.
No, that's just his face.
He always
It may be a cardiac workout for him.
My bad.
He's not a happy bunny. He's not having a good day.
not a happy mouse.
But I mean, you know, his Alienware is blowing up, isn't it? And his Asus isn't as good
Well,
as the
Maybe try
Alienware.
not to run 5 monitors off it.
Yes.
Wait, he forgot to wear his aluminum foil hat.
I mean, I've got a pretty good computer, but if I tried to run 5 monitors off it, I'm sure it'd say no.
Oh, mouse wishes bad things on us. Oh well, never mind. Us lot, we're trolls apparently.
Ah, okay.
Even
Oh,
I see.
ask him a question. Do you have a law degree? That makes me a
Yeah,
troll.
well, he doesn't want to say no, did he?
No, he didn't. But does that make
It's
me
like-
a troll?
No. No.
And it wasn't even me that asked the question originally. I just repeated it many times.
So if any of us is the troll, it's NJ, isn't it?
Maybe.
Actually, all you got to do is say hello, and he'll just take, he'll ramble on for a good couple hours.
Yes.
Back into the echo again.
Oh,
There's no echo?
is that shouldn't be from me. Has somebody got a YouTube tab open?
No. I haven't. I've got Discord open.
Well, let me close down some tabs. Oh, have we lost? Tell you what, let me do it. Alright. Has that done anything?
I don't know, has it?
I can hear an echo as well.
I can't hear an echo.
Alright, let me mute you. Hello.
It's Tarquin then.
It's you, Tarquin. Yeah.
You got a little bit of reverb.
Oh, how do I get rid of it?
Change the angle of your mic. See if that helps.
Well, I can't
I'm
even
throwing
hear
out. He has me on the ropes. Mouse is throwing out taunts. Why? Have I done him some kind of civil wrong?
On guard.
Is that
I
torts?
challenge you.
Is that torts or tarts?
I mean, that's like. I'd like to see him. Is he giving his life story? I bet it's fascinating. Mouse's life story is full of adventures and daring do, romance and action, thrills and spills.
And very boring anarchists.
He's challenging me to a duel.
With what? I have no weapons.
Pistols at dawn, sir. Pistols at dawn.
I'm better with a rifle.
A sniper rifle?
Well, I last time I fired a crossbow, I won a Pookie doll.
Cool. Pew pew.
No, it was a real crossbow with a real dart. And I
Again,
That's
got
my
say,
echo gone.
cool. Hello,
Yeah,
hello,
That's my
hello.
echo gone. I don't
Yeah.
know, has it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's bearable.
Well, I ain't done anything different. I ain't done no different.
a co-worker of mine has everything from a rifle stock crossbow to a fully working cannon. And he has another sleeve that he was working up the carriage for. He goes to our Revolutionary War reenactments.
The treason rallies.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that, from your point of view.
So, I've been mean.
Oh man, I wonder what wonders and delights YouTube is going to throw up tomorrow. I mean, it's not even over yet, really, is it? Because the Americans are going to
Who's
start.
going live now?
Well, Flathead is going live in about an hour.
Well, we've got Tammy live, I think. Oh no. Yeah, we've got Tammy live, Jeff live. So anything.
They're nightly, aren't they?
Yeah, but anything could happen in those shows.
Yeah, they might just have something of interest to keep me awake, but I doubt it.
Pay 15-year-old boys to twerk for you.
Well, I mean, you got 10th Man. 10th Man is in Jeff's.
Obviously, he fucking lives there, doesn't he?
Yeah. Wouldn't expect him anywhere else.
Mouse is all up in his feels. Oh, poor Mouse.
I'm still recovering from that session with FTP.
I gotta say, props to you, man. I mean, that was skillfully done. I didn't stay for all of it.
Well, it did go round and around at least 3 times.
Right. Circularity. Why doesn't that surprise me?
Well, the other side of it is I can reword things a little bit to make them sound somewhat different. But the phrase, you must learn self-control, did come up quite a few times. or 6 different variations of it. That's one of the things only a few of these auditor / cop watcher / cop blockers have, is the self-control to not blurt out what's in their head and not respond in kind to what's being said to them. One of them is Honor Your Oath. Another is Laura Shark. And although she does come back with a quick one now and again, but she chooses them properly to where they're not quite insulting. And Jeff Gray has gotten rather jocular of late.
What do you think about Cop Watch San Diego?
I don't know that I've seen anything of his. I don't generally watch a lot unless somebody says it's worth it. I'm too busy right now backing up some stuff that one of the Discord servers I'm in has been raided quite often in the past couple of weeks, so I'm doing another backup of it just to make sure. I mean, Discord has made it nice when they do the template, but they don't bring anything across with it.
Who is raiding Discords?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
Who is raiding the Discord servers?
Not me.
Not me either.
First I've heard about it.
Oh no, I think Mouse is going to fall further into idiot territory.
Why, what's he doing there?
Idiocy?
Yeah. Don't do it, Mouse.
Why, what's he doing?
He's got someone claiming to be 16 years old wanting to go on his panel, and he's putting the panel link out. Idiot.
Oh, silly man.
Well, that's up to him, I suppose. Although, of course, because someone claims to be 16 in a YouTube chat, it doesn't mean they are 16.
And that's what got him his felony in the first place.
I don't know if it's going to actually put him on there.
No, maybe he's got some sense.
Yes, he does, Thomas. I don't know why you put up with him.
No, me neither. You're welcome to join us on here if you want, Thomas.
My echo falls asleep. Very funny day.
Is this becoming an ASMR stream?
Well, you know,
Everyone's
Yeah.
getting quiet.
it certainly could be.
It's like I'm whispering in Daisy's ear now.
Why do you smell different when you're away?
Do you think we could have an ASMR argument with Mouse?
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
We could, but I don't think he would be able to.
It would drive him absolutely crazy.
We should have an ASMR panel one night.
Oh, that sounds good.
We have to switch the
That's okay. I'm half deaf in that ear anyway.
I'm blind in my left knee anyway.
Well, it was a little louder than my tinnitus.
See what you've done alone, because see your boobs. You've fucking stirred up all the chat doing ASMR.
What? It wasn't me. I didn't do nothing, Governor.
Boobs. Every time. Every time.
Do they still wear wigs in your courts?
Yeah,
The judges
in the
and
Crown
King
Courts.
seems to, yeah.
Yeah, they look very, very silly.
They're really
Especially when you,
expensive.
yeah, especially when you see like a whole bunch of them together, like 40 of them. It's just like a gaggle of penguins almost.
And then,
You know,
Yeah.
I have the collection for Rumpole of a Bailey. I watch one every so often, and I would, of course, that was back in the 70s. I was just wondering, 80s, I guess, and just wondering if here it is 40 years later, they still did.
oh yeah, they'll never change. They'll always wear them. It's tradition.
Yeah, the white wig and the black robe.
And the silk stockings. Yes, they do wear silk stockings.
Knee high.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is that all?
Pantaloons.
God, I hope not.
Well, I don't know what they wear under the robes, but that's personal.
They wear
preference.
pantaloons and a pretty shirt.
Mankinis.
Crotchless
Oh,
pants.
no. We've got a new one out now here in the States. They're called trikini.
What's a trikini?
It's a bikini with a matching face mask.
Oh god.
If I join Mouse's panel, will that
Yeah.
take all of us with me?
No.
No, just you.
Oh, that's a shame.
Now that would be a gimmick. That'd be a great option for StreamYard.
StreamYard.
If we were in Discord, we could all
StreamYard
join you.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
if you
yeah.
joined another panel,
Yeah, yeah.
they'll take them all
Mouse, no, he could not handle Discord. I'm sorry.
No. What Alun is saying is that if we all went into a voice channel in Discord, and then one of us joined his panel, we'd all join his panel.
Absolutely. I'm so
No,
tempted.
yeah.
I'm so tempted to create a server right now to do that.
Oh, I've got a server. Oh, right. Kess, that's because he begs for money every day. So his YouTube channel is so that he can spend how many hours a day would you say it is?
8 at least.
Minimum.
Yeah. Either, well, it's a combination of spreading conspiracy theories, haranguing his audience, arguing with guests, and begging for money is kind of what his channel's about, I think.
Playing other people's content. Doesn't actually make any of his own.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
Except like to McDonald's to fight people.
8 to 14 hours a day on his microphone is freaking out, is he?
Well, he does it every day. I mean, I could do that every day. Could you do it every day? Well,
No.
we did.
Well,
We did for 6 months, and it fucking nearly killed me.
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
And in
legit.
fact, and we were doing it like we were, I mean, not us three by ourselves, but it was proper 24/7. Like,
Yeah, but we were doing 8 to 16 and 14 hours a day for 6 months.
yes. Yeah.
He ain't lying.
And it does
Yeah.
take it out. Yeah, you do need a break. You can't.
No.
Can't.
And I tried having that conversation with him on his channel earlier, and he, it just wasn't going anywhere.
If it doesn't suit the narrative in his head, he can't hear you. I noticed.
Well, if you don't agree with him, he can't hear you.
Right.
And even if you agree with him, they'll still talk over you to get his point across, not yours.
Yeah, because you've got to have his way of thinking, not your own.
So, Thomas, and I ask you then, why do you persist? Is it because you've invested too much and you think that you can't back out or something?
I mean, that would be a sunken cost fallacy.
Yeah, it's like giving away $10 to get one back. I don't understand.
Well, if that
I mean,
one's a
I think.
Benjamin-
Sorry, NJ.
I said if that one is a Benjamin, that's worth it.
Yeah, but it's not though.
Yeah, they're always Washington, right?
I've got a wallet full of dollar bills. So what's Mouse?
Oh no, Mouse is a fucking idiot. He's arguing with a 16-year-old or someone purporting to be a 16-year-old on his panel. I mean, he's not showing his picture or anything, so at least there's that. But Jesus Christ,
So they are on the panel.
yeah, I think so.
And he's just asking for trouble then.
I mean, Jesus Christ. It's funny because his day, well, he's talking to him.
Yeah, but he's in the chat.
No, he's responding.
Yeah, to the chat. He's in the chat. He's in the chat. He's email. When it's phone.
So who's that?
No. They actually, no, that's completely
That's
wrong.
someone
The
on
DA
the phone.
is a very
Ah, right, okay. All right, so is that like a troll?
Probably.
Mouse has degrees of insanity, yeah. And I'm using that term knowing it's a legal term and not a medical one. Is it Naven? It could be Naven. Are we all listening to Mouse now?
I'm not. I've watched him for like 4 hours today.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like watching Oh, Done with Freaks recognizes the voice.
Is it Steve Williams by any chance?
Yeah, is it an attorney called Steve Williams?
Because Naveen loves that man. He wants to have his babies.
He does.
It actually sounds a little bit like Targeted Individual. No, Targeted Citizen.
I don't think he would phone Mouse.
No, of course not. I'm just saying it sounds a bit like him.
That guy who's purporting to be a 16-year-old, I reckon is a troll, is now trying to get Mouse's email so he can get his phone number. Shall I paste Mouse's phone number in his chat? No, I'm not going to. Okay.
No.
That was a joke. I would never actually
Although
put
he used to
someone's...
have it all over his screen at one point.
Yes. Is that affirmative? It's Steve Williams, the attorney. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Navin loves him. In
So
fact,
today, I woke up today because everything happens while I'm asleep, apparently. So I had to watch a stream from Joey the Gums, and then I had to watch a stream from Tammy Linlin. Then they all kicked off on Mouse's stream, so I had to watch that. And then Liberty Bird did a rebuttal, then I had to watch that. And then Mouse did another stream where he went to McDonald's, and I had to watch that. Then Mouse were there all afternoon shouting at people, so I watched that.
You are a glutton for punishment.
I know. What have I become?
you've become the YouTube equivalent of a meth addict, haven't you?
I suppose. I mean, the next step is I'll turn into Jason Gaudet and end up on everybody's panel.
Or maybe the next step is you'll start believing flat Earth theory.
No, that will never happen. That will never happen. Oh, isn't it? Yeah. Call me Reverend Tarquin. I've got the same certificate as he's got.
There's a ghost in my house.
Is that naked man again? Where'd you get all these naked men from, Chief?
They come up out the basement.
Okay. I thought you chained them up or something.
Well, you know.
Let them escape.
Every now and again.
Nail them to doors.
You're growing them from pods.
He's plant seeds and a naked man grows.
They just appear there. I mean, it's got nothing to do with me, really. I just harvest them.
Harvest them. Okay.
And then sell them on the black market.
There's an old black and white movie, something or other of the Body Snatchers.
I'm about to, well, I say about, like, not like right now, but I'm going to start researching this crazy conspiracy theory that I came across a couple of days ago.
Which is?
The QAnon one.
Oh, okay. Like I said, my friend thinks it's JFK's dead son and his wife. I don't know if you found that yet in your research.
The most recent one on this side of the pond is they're ramping up the military to force us to take the vaccine once it comes out.
Okay. But if you watch, I don't know if you watched our stream last night. We did who's organising the spread the virus rallies, and you can trace it all back to Donald Trump.
Well, you can trace there are connections to Donald Trump. We're certainly not implying that Donald Trump is organising the rallies.
I am. I'm implying that.
Tarquin is.
Are we going down that cowl hole of him in Russia?
No,
It's not a rabbit hole. It's a cow hole.
No,
it's
we're not black.
no. But the protests are being funded by like right-wing activist groups, some of whom have very close ties to Donald Trump. So there are links to Trump through Betsy DeVos, who's his education secretary, and her family is connected with some of the groups in Michigan that were funding and kind of helping to organize the protest there.
And the lawyers saying they'll do all the work for free. Our lawyers representing Trump in other matters. And there is economic advisors. So very shady.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a New York Times article about it, Andrea. I'll put a link in the chat. It's like a blog. And maybe, I mean, you might actually, I don't know who any of the people are that they're talking about, but you might actually have heard of them. Let me see. New York Times. There we go.
So did you find anything interesting about QAnon?
No, I haven't. I haven't actually done any more reading today about it. Private chat. I'll stick it in the private chat. Oh no, in fact, I'll put it in the main chat just for anyone if they want to listen to the podcast because it's quite interesting.
You don't have to listen to it. It's a transcript, so you can read it as well.
Yeah. But yeah, next week on Two Sarky Brits, we're going to be looking at crazy COVID theories or coronavirus conspiracies.
5G done it. We'll have to find some memes and some things.
Well, another one is that if it happens in the state of Washington, USA, it'll happen across the rest of the country because they were the first to do the lockdown.
What, Washington was the first state to have lockdown?
Yeah, they were the first ones hit, or first ones to admit being having multiple cases.
And have they lifted the restrictions yet?
I personally don't know. I know New Jersey is gonna ease up a little bit in the next couple of weeks. We're quote unquote opening our beaches with restrictions on the 22nd.
Okay. Well, the restrictions here are just like may, maybe, depends.
No, the beaches will actually. The governor announced this, but the interesting part about it is he has no authority to open or close them except if they're a state park. Each individual municipality has the power to do it, and he's just, again, like his executive orders, they are recommendations. They're not. They have to pass through the legislature, and he has to sign it for that to become law and have any real authority behind them. But yeah, there's going to be the social distancing. The arcade games are not going to be open on the boardwalks. In fact, one town's not even opening anything because their beach is nothing but arcades and boardwalk. There's no other way to get to it, and that's been closed for quite a few weeks now.
But I'm looking now at the numbers. You're nearly at 1.5 million cases.
Yeah, that's
That's more than the nearest 10 put together.
yeah. Well, the other side of it is they're not completed with all the testing that needs to be done either.
But your death rate's not that high.
No, we've got. I will I don't want this isn't a brag, but we do have some of the best medicos in the world, and yeah, we were thanks to a certain somebody, we were late to lockdown, and that caused a lot of spread. But
Because
now they're
like
saying, well, he wants to open up everything, and unfortunately, some of his advisors are saying no, it's too early, and especially schools, they're yet unprepared because they're just totally locked down.
that links back into that what we were saying earlier about these protests being funded by him or people near him because they're being pressured into restarting the economy.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. The ones that are making money off the economy uh, are missing their labor, and without the labor, nothing gets accomplished.
Hmm. The estimates figure are number one, but that's not something to brag about, really, is it? But
No.
like I say, in England, our death rate's running at against cases. It's running at nearly 15%, whereas yours is less than 5%, or around 5%. So you're not doing bad on that. But Russia is like 1%. If you believe that, their numbers. Do you believe their numbers?
Well, anything across your straits there, I take with a large amount of salt because you never know. I mean, has anyone heard anything about any kind of figures in North Korea or Myanmar or
Yes, I've heard North Korea, they've eradicated the virus and it doesn't exist there.
yeah, okay, just like they have freedom.
Yeah, that's the truth. It must be the truth because that's what they've told us. And it's on the internet. So it must be true. Where's Sheep gone? I thought he came back. Where's there?
I was going to say Sonic stuff in 1991. No, that's not me.
It's not me coughing either. I think you might have the virus.
Who has the virus?
Someone coughed. That's what you say, isn't it? If someone coughs, you've got the virus.
You've got the virus. Quarantine.
Quarantine.
I had Chinese tonight.
Did you?
Did you?
If-
Risky.
Yeah, does that give me the virus?
Well, it depends. Did you have stir-fried bat?
Yeah, did you have bat fried rice?
No, I had kung pao
should be
chicken.
There is not a Chinese restaurant within 20 miles of my house that is open.
Well, all ours, well, the ones near me only opened last week.
You would think the fact that a good portion of their business was to go to begin with, they've had most of the ones near me have very small table setups, maybe 4 or 6 places to sit. You would think they'd be going like gangbusters, but because of all this rhetoric about China causing this, they all closed down.
Well, the restaurants, no restaurants are allowed to open here, but the takeaways are out. And I hope you wore a mask, Mystery.
Yeah, well, ours are only open for to-go orders, curbside service. That's it. Some of our retail stores have been open curbside service only. You call it in or do it over the internet and pay by credit card, and they swing by it. He comes out with the bag and hands it to you.
I know some of because Kentucky Fried Chicken only opened last week, and I know somebody that drove 30 miles, ordered it for delivery to the car park across the road, and got it delivered to his car.
Yeah, my wife just showed me a picture of the local school that she works at. They're emptying the lockers and classrooms of personal items, putting them into bags for the individual student, and the students will be allowed to pick them up outside next week.
Still, nobody in the UK is recovering.
I know, it's weird that. I don't understand why there's 218 countries, territories with the virus, and every single one of them have got people that have recovered, apart from the United Kingdom.
Are you not recording?
I don't know. We must be special. We must have a lawyer's degree in recovered figures.
Are they slipping them out the back door?
Yeah, maybe we're just sending all our recovered people abroad.
We're celebrating them. I mean, not parades. Well, actually, there are parades going by some hospitals. There was one the other day locally here that the entire town's police force was standing outside clapping and whatnot, shoulder to shoulder, with no protection, no masks, no gloves.
I think it is a teenager that did this site rumor. When I started watching it, he had 100,000 subs. He's now got 827,000 subs.
It's a good website. Well, video. Is it an actual website? Is that what he's kind of streaming?
Like he gets his information from websites, and it's just a script that updates.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But when I started watching him, he had 100,000 subs, and now he's got 827,000.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not subscribed. That's why I have to keep. I was subscribed. I'm sure of it. What the hell?
I have it permanently open. I probably should have it permanently open in one of my tabs.
Yeah, the internet is burping every so often with so many people using it.
Oh, YouTube totally went down about 2 hours ago. YouTube worldwide went down.
Huh, I missed that. Like I said, I've been playing on Discord all day.
Yeah, it completely shit the bed.
I got duck out of here for a bit, guys. Thanks for having
Right.
me.
See you later.
I'll be in chat.
Okie doke.
Ooh, is it Kent Ovens doing a debate live? Have you watched any of Kent Ovens debates?
Yeah.
No, he is.
Yeah.
Do you know who
Do
he
you
is?
know?
Either?
I needed your skills a little earlier. I must have had at least something near a dozen. Well, I guess they're scammers. Telemarketing calls.
Do you know who Kent Hovind is, NJ Diver?
No, sir.
Okay. He's New Earth creationist, so he thinks the Earth is 6,000 years old. Fossils and dinosaurs didn't exist, and he owns an Ark theme park, I think it is.
Which is losing hideous amounts of money.
Yes.
It's not in the Midwest of the United States, is it?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the name, but I've seen news and a couple of things on the internet about it. Yeah, he is definitely losing money.
Well, he also thinks the world is 6,000 years old.
Yes.
and that dinosaurs walked the earth with humans.
Or didn't exist at all.
Well,
No,
it would be.
didn't exist at all.
I was going to say the fact that we're here means that we didn't coexist because we'd have been prime food.
Good night, Rebecca.
Especially for the I can't pronounce it. The one raptor, the smaller of the.
Do you think they will, Wilbur?
I'm sorry.
I'm talking to the chat. She's asking if we think accountability for all will fight Liberty Bird.
No.
To tell you the truth, I think any of them would fight any of the others, especially when it comes to clicks, views, and donations.
Yeah. If there was money in it.
Exactly.
But that's not. Well, the stipulation isn't one of the stipulations that the loser deletes the channel or something like that.
Is it?
That's the going wager, but it's never been
Oh no, we should. Yes, I want. I hope he does. I think he will. I think Accountability for All has got the balls for the fight. I think he can win. You know, Liberty Bird has already demonstrated that he's a pussy by not fighting Mouse. So I think Accountability for All should definitely fight Liberty Bird. Absolutely.
Turn up because Liberty Bird won't. Is that what we're saying?
No, because I think Liberty Bird will kick his ass.
I know.
All right. Yes, Sean. The title is clickbaity, although it is pertinent. If you've been here from the beginning of the show, you'll know that even though there wasn't a fight between the two, it was kind of related. And we did have Mouse on the show. You should scroll back. If you like shouting. It's been a full day, Maggie.
When does Flathead go live now?
No, he goes live in about 20 minutes, I think.
Okay.
It's about 3. I think it's about 3 o'clock he goes live.
They're so inconsiderate, these Americans, when they live stream, don't they?
I know.
Don't they do?
Hey,
don't
Teresa.
Don't they know they have a UK audience? You're at work, Sean. What are you doing, man? Hello, Teresa.
What is this all about?
New
Well,
job doing what?
well, Teresa, Liberty Bird either called or went on Mouse's panel and had a good old verbal ding dong with him, and it ended up where he said to Mouse that he was in his town and that Mouse should go down there and they can duke it out. And so Mouse went to McDonald's to have a fight with Liberty Bird, who wasn't there, and then went back to his luxury apartment
Studio.
and then this guy came in, and it wasn't sure whether there was a drug deal going on or not. There was something going on, and some kind of dispute, and some people who might have guns. And
turned out it was an arms deal.
yeah, it turns out that Mouse is acting as his. Is it a flat, or I thought it was a trailer of some sort? But it turns out that Mouse is acting as a broker for an arms deal.
Yeah. For free.
For free, yeah.
For free.
I'll mute
Hello.
YouTube, John.
Hey, I just wanted to see if this thing works on mobile.
Yeah, but you need to mute YouTube.
Yeah, you still
Or
need
put headphones in.
It's muted anyway. I've got headphones and I'm on my phone. I
Yeah,
was
but
just
you're
curious
echoing.
if it works on my phone. Really?
I can hear me through you.
Yes, you still need to mute YouTube.
Wait, what?
Because you're in StreamYards now. You're not in YouTube.
Yes.
Oh, I muted.
So you need to
I
mute
closed
YouTube.
You've closed it. Okay.
All right.
That's strange.
Yes, I
Hello, 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 hello.
Teresa.
I just wanted to say I'll give Mouse. Wait, where's Shiva? Oh, there he is. I'll give Mouse a couple of points for showing up. Initially, I wanted to bet my left nut he's not gonna show up.
We did.
So I'll give him
he
points
went
for
down
showing
there.
up.
So what's this
But-
new job, Sean?
Huh?
And why are you echoing?
I don't know. I'm on my phone. It's you. I'm looking at my screen and it's you.
Not me, it's
not
you.
me.
It's not me, it's you.
Yeah, because
I
if
mean-
I mute you, and then I talk, it doesn't echo anymore.
Yeah,
You
so
see,
goes
and if
away.
I unmute you and I carry on talking, then the echo comes back.
Hmm. That's strange. Yeah, because I'm on my phone. I don't know if there's an app that might cancel out the echo or something.
I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, just wanted to say hi and what the job is about. Well, I'm an insomniac. That's what it is, and I need to find things to keep
Okay.
busy.
Well, that's what you get for being a vampire.
But yeah, like if Mouse is a lawyer or if he's accredited to any legal standards, that makes me a pilot when I smoke the 420.
Oh, see, we
But
got
only
some
when I smoke the
quality.
420.
Jace is
We
the
got-
only religion, you know.
Oh, see, we got some quality. There's some quality content on Mouse's channel now.
But I'll be listening in. I'll be listening in. I'll follow the play-by-play. All right, because I have to go back in.
Okay, see you later.
See you later, Sean.
These guys.
Okay, see you later. I don't know what was going on with his phone, but it wasn't good.
No. I've never used StreamYards on my phone. But I know people have problems with the echo. Maybe I'll try it one day.
It does seem to be a feature of StreamYards when people use it on phones, doesn't it? Actually, now that you say that.
But I do think that mostly that's to do with people not muting YouTube.
That's the first thing I do once I get my Chrome up.
And depends what browser they're using. I mean, I'm using Firefox. I use Firefox on my phone as well. You don't know how to use YouTube, okay.
There was just as I clicked on a comment, a couple of comments went by, and so I now clicked on this random comment of Teresa's.
That's true, Jace. We're all YouTube players. I mean,
I think you can put the word porn in. I'm pretty sure you can put the word porn in.
I'm
No, what the fuck?
I watched a video today on how to replace a bicycle chain, so I'm now a bicycle mechanic. Rapist. That's filtered. Wow. So, I might read a book tomorrow about being a lawyer, and then I'll become a lawyer. I think that's how it works. Is that how it works?
Yeah, but no, you need to. I think in the UK you need to make sure it's like at least Victorian or
Oh,
older.
two books, not one.
Who technically won since Mouse did show up? I mean,
Mouse?
yeah, That's what's funny, right? Is that Mouse won the fight by default because of a no-show.
Well, $4, obviously. $4. $4 and a pamphlet. Or $4 and a t-shirt slogan.
But I mean, I don't know. I think Mouse might be having a nervous breakdown because that whole thing of agreeing to broker. Does Mouse have bragging rights? Well, you see, Liberty Bird is just going to say that he was trolling him, that it was never, he never intended to go down. But that's saying that after the fact, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 'cause you weren't expecting him to turn up, were you, anyway?
So yeah, Mouse wins. Mouse wins the fight.
There you go. See, Mouse, we have been nice to you. You won something. For once.
I should have had a poster prepared for the eventuality of a winner being declared.
Or a belt. You should have done a belt. That's what they win, isn't it? If you win a fight, a belt. A big belt.
That was a fight. There's been no bout. Didn't even go one round. Victory by default is hollow.
How could he win when he fucked off from... No, right, see, no. The fight on tonight, like Sean's right, the title was kind of clickbaity. There was never an organised contest between Mouse and Bird tonight, but it was referring to the fact that earlier on, Liberty Bird trolled Mouse into going down to McDonald's for a fight.
But fair play to Mouse for even showing up. That's
yeah.
That's
Mate, you got to
That's a
give him
great
credit.
troll, though.
Yeah. But Mouse is going to be able to, if Mouse is smart, he'll be able to troll the fuck out of Liberty Bird. But he's not smart.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's an oxymoron.
But he's a bouncer and he's been a cage fighter and he's he's done all these. Did you know about his cage fighting, Shiva?
No.
Yeah, he's been a cage fighter.
So
Bouncer.
was this in between being a pilot and a journalist?
Oh no, all at the same time. 20 years experience and everything. So, according to Mouse, I've read Harry Potter. Does that make me a wizard?
Maybe.
Because I've always wanted to be a wizard. I've also read Lord of the Rings, so I've read 2 sources of wizardry. So, therefore, I must be a wizard then.
So what time is it? It's 10 to 3.
Yes.
What time is Womble Chops going live? Flathead Corruption Watch.
What's he going to say anyway?
I don't know. Right, it's another 40 minutes. Okay, yeah. I might swing by.
Cheap
Sorry?
bitch. Hello.
He is a bit low energy, isn't he, Loon? What do you think, NJ? Do you think Tarquin needs to perk up a bit?
I don't know. Like I say, I've got a project to do. I haven't been watching much the last couple of days, plus I had personal stuff to do. And I got back into it a little bit today, but not like I had been.
Well, if you streamed at not 3 a.m. in the morning.
For you, yeah.
More likely, yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing. The day is done for us finally, and you guys should be fast asleep, but Same holds for what goes on across the planet down under. I mean, when they want to do something during the day, we're asleep.
Yeah, well, there's one of my favorite YouTubers. He streams for the American market, so he basically sleeps during the day. Yeah, and he's an Australian, so yeah.
But according to some flat earthers, Australia doesn't exist. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Just a fake Newton of our imagination, eh?
Greater Sapiens got a really good video on this. He says basically it's one argument that you use that completely debunks every flat Earth model, and it's to do with the number of degrees that the sun moves across the sky every hour, which is 15, and it doesn't matter where you are on the planet because the sun is so far away. So that's the rotation of the Earth, basically, isn't it? It's about 15 degrees an hour.
Did you see the documentary on Netflix?
No.
Is it called Beyond the Curve? They bought a $40,000 ringed laser gyroscope to test the 15-degree theory, and they found that the Earth moved 15 degrees an hour. But it said, don't go public with this information, because if it went public, we'd get slaughtered.
Right, yeah.
Bob says it. Bob Nadell, is it? What's his name?
Right, okay. I'll have to check it out. Because
and then
all of
they say it's down to the ether or something, so they put the ring laser gyroscope inside a Faraday cage, and it still moved 15 degrees an hour.
Well, of course it did. Yeah, but yeah, go and check out Greater Sapiens channel. I kind of like Greater Sapien. I kind of like it.
Like
it's really.
His intro's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's called Beyond the Curve. It's a Netflix documentary all about flares.
I wonder if I can go out and conduct a Bill of Rights audit.
On whom?
I don't know. Somebody, a library.
Don't you have a version of a Patriot Act that's a whole lot stricter than ours?
Well, we've got that would be the Prevention of Terrorism Act.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's probably a whole bunch of different statutes, to be honest. We've got there are something like 29,000 active statutes on the books.
And no one person knows them all.
And ignorance of the law is not a defence in the eyes of the law.
Yes, well, that's where we got it from, huh?
We do have post offices, but I think they're owned by a private corporation. They're not publicly owned.
Not anymore.
Yeah, they were, along with the rail service. And
see,
the utilities.
All our utilities used to be government owned until the 80s, when Thatcher decided to sell the telecoms, the gas, the electric, the water, sell them off into private hands.
The rail.
Yeah, the rail.
Yeah, well, the fun part about our postal service. The fun part about the U.S. Postal Service is that it's an act of Congress that was built into our Constitution. They would have to amend our Constitution before they could get rid of it.
Get rid of what?
Our post office.
No, we haven't got rid of our post office. It still exists. It's just privately owned.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They can't privatize ours unless they amend our constitution.
Well, they had to change the law in order to sell it here as well, but they did.
Whatever created it must not have been per se as powerful as our constitution and as difficult to change as ours is.
Good night on it.
Yeah, I think we need a 2/3 vote in one of the houses just to have it considered.
But if it's going to make 2/3 of them people millionaires, then they'd vote for it, but they're not.
Well, we've got so much competition to it now that if it disappeared, it wouldn't hurt per se, but just be a bit more expensive for everyone.
There's no such thing as a seagull.
Isn't there?
No.
So is there just different types of gulls, but none of them are actually called seagulls?
That's correct.
They are over here.
Well, that'll be the colloquial term, but there's probably no actual bird called a seagull. So what you call a seagull is probably called something else.
Scientifically, I agree.
They're mostly herring gulls here.
But I tell you can always tell when there's a storm right on the coast. They buggers come inland.
There's loads of magpies where, excuse me.
And somebody was worried about me earlier.
You got the virus one.
No, that's not a virus.
A tern is a different kind of bird to a gull.
Yeah. We got loads of magpies here. And way more than I've seen anywhere else in the country.
Yeah, we got a lot of mourning doves in my area. They're a pain in the neck when you want to sleep in with the windows open.
Why have you got lots of magpies there, Shiva?
I don't know. No one here seems to know why. No one here seems to think that the number of magpies here is odd. Apart from people who come to uni here, I suppose.
What's wrong with the food in the UK, Wilma?
Doesn't it depend on who's cooking it?
Oh, yeah.
I heard that the food in the States is terrible.
Well, I've seen the food in the States, and it looks... They're not shy about the portions, let's put it that way.
Because
that all
not all-
depends on what and where you eat.
that's because not all puddings are sweet, and yes, a magpie pie is part of the same family as a crow, the corvid family, along with ravens, and probably others as well.
But do you have any turkey buzzards?
No.
No.
You're lucky. The damn things are huge. Ugly buggers, too. And we have attack turkeys here in New Jersey.
Just shoot them.
Not allowed.
Why?
Too many houses. Not allowed to discharge a firearm anywhere near a house. And you're not allowed to use a bow within 475 feet, I think.
Bubble and squeak. Bubble and squeak is delicious.
Yeah, bubble and squeak is great.
What is it?
It's mashed potatoes with leftover vegetables.
That you fry. And the reason it's called bubble and squeak is because when you fry it, it bubbles and squeaks.
There you go.
Your version of pie is not the same as ours, that's for sure.
Is pie sweet in the States?
You get leftover, so you have a roast dinner and you have mashed potatoes, vegetables. Then the day after, you mix it all together and you fry it like a pancake.
Yeah. And as it's cooking, it kind of makes it like you get these little kind of pops and
then
squeaks.
You cook some fried eggs and put that on it and have runny yolks, and it's beautiful.
Yes, we have Mexican food here, or at least what
We have
you know.
Taco Bell.
But do you have good pizza? That's the question.
Yes.
It depends on where you go. We got a lot of shit, places, but then you get little, often independent, kind of family-owned joints, and they can often be very good.
Yeah, it's funny. We used to be regulars at a couple of places here in my neighborhood, but we fell off it when my daughter started getting a little lactose intolerant. And we went out and visited her right when this COVID stuff started. And of course, you had to go, if you couldn't go to a restaurant, so you had to order out. And we had pizza delivered in. It was fabulous. Oh my God. I haven't had that good pizza in a long time. And we were way out in Western Pennsylvania.
We also don't get charged for going to hospital either, Taves.
Yeah, but we do say that we go to hospital. We don't just go, I'm going hospital.
Yeah, well, you're going to hospitals, going to the doctor, or actually into a hospital?
No, going to the hospital means you're going to the hospital. Going to the doctor is going to the doctor.
All right.
Or as I like to say, going to see the quack.
Yeah, well, it does get expensive here. My copay for that's $175 US. If I don't get admitted. If I get admitted, it's waived.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I don't understand your healthcare system at all.
Yeah,
You
many
have
of
to
us
have
don't.
insurance, but it doesn't cover everything. So what's the point in having the insurance?
Yeah, well, I have to pay 10% on equipment, and which isn't bad. That's only $1 something whenever I get filters for the CPAP. But if I get a mask, then it gets a little more. Of course, I backed that stuff up quite a while ago when I was working. I can go probably 8 years without having to buy any masks, because I make a mask last quite a while.
The reason why you probably say vacation rather than holiday is because holiday originally would have been a holy day, right? So maybe, and that would have been what, a Catholic thing, would it? The holy days.
But I've read an interesting document that I've read once and I've never been able to find it again. That said that the Americans speak a purer form of English than the English do. Because when they left, they took no. Listen, let me finish. Because when they left England, they took English with them, and then our language in England got bastardized by Europe and changed.
That and also the same is said of the Canadian French. That the version of French that's spoken in Canada is closer to the French that was spoken in France 200 years ago than contemporary French that's spoken in France.
But I've never been able to find it again.
You know what? I always used to have fun when I was in basic training. We had a young gentleman from Puerto Rico and a young gentleman from local in San Antonio who was of Mexican ancestry, and the other gentleman, of course, was of Hispanic ancestry, and they both spoke Spanish now. Mind you, when they would get heated between the two of them, every time they started getting into an argument, eventually in Spanish, you'd hear one of them say in English, "What did you say?" Because their Spanish was very different.
Yeah, and I'm not bad-mouthing Cajun French. The reason why it atrophied is because the immigrants wanted to hold on to their culture, right? And that's often embodied in language. So like whereas the French language continued to grow, the French language in Canada didn't, because it kind of became a symbol for the French culture. Yeah, like I wasn't putting Cajun French down. I'm just,
That'd be interesting to see, get a Cajun who speaks French and a Canadian who speaks French and get them together and see how they do it. See which one of them breaks into English and said, "What did you say?" Ich nicht sprechen.
Nein.
And that's how I have fun with the telemarketers. I answer the phone by saying, "Sprechen Sie Deutsch?"
You just try and play different games. See how many times you can just say yes. Things like that. Just say yes to everything. And see how long that lasts.
So they'd be selling me the world.
Yeah, but say nothing else, but just yes.
How about I say it in some other language?
Or no, or potato.
There was actually there was an English writer who spent a year by only and he wrote a book about it, where he was not going to answer no to any question that would put to him, but would only answer yes, and just kind of see what happened as a result of that.
They made it into a film with Jim Carrey, didn't they?
Did they?
Something like that. Was it Jim Carrey?
Yeah, he couldn't lie though. That was the gimmick. He could not lie.
No, that might be something. Was
Ricky
it called
Gervais.
The Man Who's?
Ricky Gervais. Is it Ricky Gervais?
The Jim Carrey movie was that he couldn't lie.
The Man Who Said Yes to Everything. Is that it?
I don't know.
Yes Man is the name of the book. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of the film as well. I think it's Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais. Maybe.
Oh no, Jim Carrey.
Oh. Well,
yeah,
liars.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's the one where he can't lie. Yeah.
Yep. And especially, I don't know whether he was a lawyer or he ended up in court. That got interesting.
He was a lawyer. Although, thinking about it, what he actually had there was an amazing superpower, right? Like, he could have verified every single conspiracy theory that ever existed, right? Because all he'd have to do is state the central premise of the conspiracy theory, and if he can say it, it's true. If he can't say it, well, it must be untrue.
Yeah, but then again, there's the IDK. I don't know.
But isn't there a scene where he's in court, right, and the judge asks him a question, I think, and he says yes, and the judge says, "Is that true?" And Jim Carrey doesn't actually know; he's guessing, right? But he says, "Well, it must be true because I can say it." So that would imply that, irrespective of whether he knows it's true or not, because it's a magic curse or whatever, he can only speak the truth, right? So if he can say it, it must be true.
That's an assumption. Because if he doesn't know and he took a guess at it, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, because there's a scene in the film where he's in the courtroom. I think maybe he's saying, I have to go for a wee or something. Or there's something that he wants to get out of the courtroom for a minute or whatever.
I've only ever seen the trailers.
Oh, right, okay. All right, well, yeah.
And I don't really like Jim Carrey.
I liked some of his interviews where it seems like he's on acid. Those are quite funny.
Oh, you want to see some good ones, Robin Williams. Oh. He could go off and just, I mean, he could do a mouse and have you on the floor laughing.
Yeah, I used to like Mork and Mindy when I was a kid.
Oh, but his stand up was just phenomenal. He was a professional ad libist. Oh my God. There was a show, the Actors Guild is the show. And the gentleman that ran that show interviewed Robin Williams, and it is just phenomenal. No script, and the guy just had the whole place in tears. It was a great loss when he went. And I haven't really kept up on stand-up, so I don't really know if there's anybody around that is close.
Well, I mean, when you say close, I mean there are stand-ups who are different, but who are still very funny. They'll just be funny in a different way, won't they? I mean, you know.
Perhaps.
I mean, it's like there's no one quite like Tommy Cooper, but that doesn't mean that there's no one worth watching because he's dead.
Yeah, I had an experience as, I guess, a bit of a heckler in a local bar in northern Jersey many years ago. And I just didn't particularly care for his style. And I made a remark to the young lady I was sitting next to, and he overheard it. So he turned to me, and I just kept a very straight face and kept answering him back, and he kept having to answer me back. Yeah, I was a heckler.
If you've never watched Frankie Boyle, I suggest you watch Frankie Boyle and how he deals with hecklers.
Yeah, or Jimmy Carr.
Or Jimmy Carr, yes.
No,
My favourite heckler comeback from his is, well, if you want my comeback, you'll have to scrape it off your mum's teeth.
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh. No, I didn't go there. We tried to, but I kind of fibbed. I said, well, you're gonna need a backhoe.
Or there's an American guy, isn't there, who Steve Hofstetter, and he uploads his heckler interactions on YouTube, and it's kind of the basis of his YouTube channel is basically him dealing with hecklers. Some of those are quite funny.
Yes, Jimmy Carr's put downs are brutal, but so are Frankie Boyle's. Frankie Boyle's are more brutal because it's different language.
Yeah, Don Rickles was
intelligent man. It's Frankie Boyle. He doesn't look it, and he doesn't sound it. But he's a very intelligent man.
Yeah, I mean, he sounds very Scottish.
Well, that's because he is.
Yeah, Don Rickles was from a different era. Have you ever watched the American roasts?
No.
You get a whole
No, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I've seen a lot of the roasts. I've seen bits of roasts, and it's like I don't know. There's something I just don't find that enjoyable about them. Really,
not the modern ones, the older ones from the 60s and 70s.
No,
they're good. They're good. They're not as blatantly insulting. It's all double entendres or innuendo, but it some of them are very, very good. It's the insult and shock comedy of this century just doesn't work for me.
George Carlin, he was fucking funny.
Absolutely.
And also he was really important for American television because he basically established what you could and could not. Yeah, because before then, no one really knew.
We knew, but he
Yeah, but
actually defined
yeah.
because none of that album ever got airplay.
Well, there was like a court case. It went to court, didn't it? I mean, and that was,
Several, in fact.
yeah, yeah,
Well, there was one case where, and I don't know how high it went. I can't remember, where a young man wore a sweatshirt or a T-shirt that said "F the draft" in a courtroom, and he was found in contempt, and he appealed it, and he won on a First Amendment basis.
right.
That's him expressing his personal views, and he was in public. And obviously, the judge didn't care for it, but it didn't really matter to the higher courts. I don't know whether that made it to SCOTUS or not. I can't quite recall.
I remember when I was young seeing a dramatization of a court case that took place, I think, in Chicago, and it was 7 people who basically, I think that might have been a freedom of speech thing, and they basically took the piss out of the court, like turning up in bunny suits and yeah. And again, the judge kept trying to stop them from doing what they were doing, but kind of couldn't because they weren't actually doing anything illegal.
Nope. And it's going to be interesting now that our Supreme Court, SCOTUS, has heard oral arguments live televised. That was happening all last week, and it continues to. So that's very interesting to see if they will allow cameras now. And they used to, C-SPAN, they'd record it, and of course then they'd have to get permissions from everybody to broadcast it. So that's what C-SPAN was all about, broadcasting our legislature in both houses and the Supreme Court. And now they're famous for doing it for oral arguments for SCOTUS. Of course, that gets boring for the public rather quickly.
Well, I mean, court cases aren't meant to be exciting.
Oh, I don't know. There was a football player involved in a murder that was that was watched all over the world.
Do you think he did it, MJ?
I don't know. I don't have opinions on those sort of things because it's.
Of course you do. Everybody has an opinion. Do you think he did it?
I don't know.
Yes or no?
When did you become an American prosecutor?
Hang on. The question isn't, do you know whether he did it? The question is, do you think he did it? Like, if you had to make a judgment call, what would your judgment call be?
I haven't a clue. I didn't follow the case. The only thing I caught of it was, if the glove don't fit, you must quit.
If the glove don't quit, you must have quit. Yeah.
And what they didn't account for is if the glove got wet from the time that they recovered it to the time he wore it, it would have shrunk. It was leather.
Yeah, that's the Wookiee defense, isn't it? The Chewbacca defense.
Close, but no cigar.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's a world exclusive, I think. Tarquin doing a Wookiee impersonation.
It sounds like a Wookiee with a bellyache.
It sounds a lot better at 10 pints, I'm sure. Anyway, with that, I'm leaving.
Yes, and I'm going to end as well, I think, because I might swing by Flathead's stream and see what he's got to say for himself.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, Flathead is one of Mouse's former mods, and he claims that over a 2-year period he donated $5,000 to Mouse's efforts, and they had a falling out a couple of days ago.
There's a little problem with that, unless he has screenshots of it, because keeping a record of it is useless, because it's definitely not tax deductible.
Yeah, well, I mean, the link for people who want to go over, that's a good point. I was actually going to stick it in the chat anyway, so yeah, thanks for the reminder, Alun, because I'd kind of forgotten. All right, so NJ, I'm guessing you know what the situation is by now.
Oh, reality bites.
Reality bites. That's your final thought. Are you just going to have the same final thought every time?
Hey,
different ones.
Make him think you're predictable. And when they least expect it.
All right, good. Well, see you later, NJ.
Have a good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And then there were two. All right. Well, I think that was quite a good stream. Very enjoyable. Thanks for stopping by, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, see you next time.
Yes, good night. Don't eat yellow snow.